Hi everybody, how's it going? Mark here. Hello, and I want to talk about the Before Watchmen Minutemen #1. Um, Now this is the first issue of a set of about 36 comics that DC are bringing out. That's going to go over, I think it's about 6 or 7 miniseries and a one-shot at the end of it, and it's going to go on for about 6 or 7 months. There's going to be different miniseries. The Minutemen is a 6-issue miniseries. There's a few 4-issue and another couple of 6-issue miniseries, but that's by the by. Now it's drawn and written by Darwin Cook, and it has a backup story called The Curse of the Crimson Corsair, and it's The Devil in the Deep, and it's by Len Wein and John Higgins. Now, yeah, I'm really not feeling this at all. I know it's the first issue. I don't actually have the comic here. I must say, I don't actually have the comic here. I couldn't wait for the end of the month to pick up the issue, so I borrowed a digital copy off a friend, which is what I'm looking at now on my screen. So you have to excuse me if I don't look directly into the camera here. But as I was saying, I know that this is the first issue. It's trying to re-establish characters that were only very briefly touched upon in the original 12-issue miniseries of the Watchmen. So Darwin Cook has to pad out these characters that were only meant to be background noise for the actual main series. They're only supposed to be there just to give a little bit of extra character, a bit of extra body to the main characters of the series. And Darwin Cook is an absolutely fantastic writer. I love all his work. New Frontiers. What else? There's me saying all his work. I love it, and I can't remember hardly any of it. What was it? New Frontiers. He's done. He's also done the. He's done a one-shot issue called Solo. That was a little mini-series that had that highlighted different artists and writers in the comic book industry, which was a really good series. He's done New Frontier. He's done Spider-Man. He's done The Spirit. Batman Spirit as well was a really good one-shot that he did. He's also done The Spirit as well. There's loads of stuff that he's done. Catwoman, he did, and he is a really good writer and artist. The artwork in here, I can't fault it. I can't fault it. It's really nice artwork. I like Darwin Cook's artwork, and I like Darwin Cook's writing style. I can see why they chose him to write this series, because it's obviously set in the 1930s and it goes through the decades and that, and he's a really good writer like this. The thing I have a problem with this is that he's trying too hard to write it. Well, to me anyway, it feels to me that he's trying too hard to write it as if it was being written by Alan Moore. Now, I feel that if he had actually written it as Darwin Cook, it would have been an even better miniseries. I might be wrong. It's just my own personal view on this. It does feel like Darwin Cook is trying to write this series as if Alan Moore has written it, and that's what I feel could be the downfall of this whole series. I feel that all the other writers are going to try and write it to fit into the Watchmen universe, and they're going to try and do it as Alan Moore would try and do it. I might be wrong. The rest of the miniseries might be absolutely fantastic, and the rest of this miniseries might be amazing. Again, it could just be that it's because it's reintroducing characters that didn't have that much flesh on their bones to begin with. Now, I haven't really been one of the biggest fans of this whole Before Watchmen thing. As far as I'm concerned, Watchmen was a finite series. It was a finite story. It started with issue 1, it finished with issue 12, and everything in between those two issues was the Watchmen story. The stuff that we know about the Minutemen and all the other characters that are in that is all we need to know about those characters. But like every single comic book fan out there, I want to know what's going to happen in this series. I want to know what is going to be, how these different writers are going to take these characters that were, that were written really, really well, absolutely fantastically well by Alan Moore and drawn amazingly well by Dave Gibbons. I want to know how they're going to do it, whether they're going to be true to the actual characters and the original creators of these characters and do the comics right, or whether they're going to make a complete balls up of it. At the moment, I'm just not feeling it with this issue. The characters seem to be very one-dimensional. Now, again, that could just be because they were quite one-dimensional in the original series in any case. They didn't get much of a background given to them, apart from what we needed to know about them to continue the story of the original series. And like I said, if this was just, maybe I need to go into this thinking that it's just a Darwin Cook period piece. It's just a story written by Darwin Cook that has nothing to do with the Watchmen, apart from the fact that it has some characters in it that were in the original Watchmen series. I don't know. Maybe if I reread it again in that with that way of thinking, I might enjoy it more. But it does feel to me that Darwin Cook isn't giving us his usual really good crime. He does really good crime stories and really good noir stories. But this is, now the more I think about it, the more I feel that he is trying to write it too much like Alan Moore would have written it, if Alan Moore would have wanted to continue writing the story. Like I said, the artwork in it is phenomenal. Darwin Cook's artwork is amazing, as always. If you like series like the Batman Adventures, the animated series, way back in the 90s, by Paul Dini, you'll love this comic, because the artwork in it is absolutely stupendous. I'm just not feeling it, really. And I know there's lots of people out there that are going to love this. There's going to be people that are going to thumbs down this video because they go, what are you talking about? You haven't got a clue, you're a moron. But as far as I'm concerned, it's my opinion, and my opinion is, for a first issue, for such a big event that's happening in the comic book industry at the moment, this is quite a poor comic, actually. And I know the reason why DC are bringing this out, it's because they want to make money. Like any business, they want to make money. So that's the real reason why DC are bringing this out. They know that the Watchmen series, the original series, was a phenomenal success. The movie was a pretty big success as well, and they just want to make more money. And I would imagine seeing the bits and pieces of the Watchmen, Before Watchmen series and that are coming out, and reading the synopsis, I would imagine that after this, if this goes well, which I'm sure it will do, I feel that they're going to be bringing out Watchmen 2. I don't know who will write it, I don't know who will draw it, whether they will try and do a similar thing to this, whether they'll get 7 or 8 different writers and artists and get them to write a different issue out of 12 or 6 or however many. But I do have a feeling that DC Comics, after they've done this set of Before Watchmen comics, I do have a feeling that they will bring out a Watchmen 2 at some point in the near future, possibly next year, possibly year after. And yeah, I don't know what I feel about. I don't know what I feel about that either. So, and I can also see why they're doing this as well, because I feel that they will look at making another movie, and I feel that if this goes well, which, as I said before, it probably will, because us comic book fans, we just can't help ourselves to buy things like this. I feel that they will make a Before Watchmen movie to cash in on the original series and the movie of the original series. As far as the backup story goes, I don't really have much to do with that. I haven't read it yet properly. I need to read it to get a proper view on what it's about. I've just literally read the main part of this comic, and like I said, I wasn't that impressed. So there you go. That's my views on Before Watchmen Minutemen #1. If you want to comment, which I'm sure a lot of you will do, comment down below. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. And I'm sure I'm going to get a fair few thumbs down for this video. But don't just thumbs down and run off and hide behind your mum's skirt. Don't do that. Say why you didn't like it. Say why you don't agree with me. You might even persuade me to actually like the comic. I doubt it, but you never know. Stranger things that happened at sea. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, whether you agree with me or not. And hopefully the next video I do will be a more positive one with comics and such. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and ta-ta for now.